You know me, I love a 4-3-3 variation too. So when Ryan sent me his version, you know I had to give it a go. And there's a lot of things with this tactical setup that I'm really intrigued about. So let's dive into exactly how this is set up. First of all, here is the code. So again, if you just want to get the code and dash, you've got that option. I'd love for you to stay. It will really help me out. It kind of like with retention and everything. But I want you to stay because I want you to see exactly how this tactic works. So we're looking at here a counter build-up style and 60 depth. So again, I haven't really dived into counter too much with this 4-3-3 setup. You know, with a 4-3-3 variation to formation, I mean. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. Then the player roles I really quite like. There's some interesting things going on here. If your team is falling behind and you want an Mbappe, an R9, any of the latest promo players, then head over to eldorado.gg. They've got you covered with cheap and reliable FC26 coins, and I know you've probably heard that a lot, but look at the reviews, look how many different options you've got before you go and purchase. Once you are satisfied with your vendor, then head over and type in ALX to get your 5% off of your order. Let's get back to the video. We've got one wingback, one false back on defense. That false back in defend is going to come into CDM. The wing back is going to provide some width because we've got a box crasher. And I haven't used box crasher, I think, since the first or second week of FC26, so I'm dead excited to try out box crasher again. Then we've got a box-to-box ball winning on the same side as the wing back. We've got a playmaker on roaming, and I did have in my latest 4-3-3 variation 2 tactic, I had 2 playmaker roaming, so I am a massive fan of the playmaker on roaming. Then we've got a winger for some width on the right hand side, a false 9 attack for the striker, and then inside forward on roaming. So 2 players on roaming, a little bit more kind of predictable movement with box to box. We've got a bit of width here, we've got a little bit of width here, and then we've got some defensive cover with the false back. There's lots of things that intrigue me, so we're going to take it into the gauntlet with this squad and see how we get on. And as always, if you have got a squad for me to test out in testing tactics, then please do. You can reach out to me on X, or you can put a comment in the comment section below as we play against a 5-2-1-2. Interesting. So that'll be interesting to see how we break that down. I don't think I've actually played against a 5 at the back formation this year, so we're probably going to have some attacking wing backs, or it might be the fact that this guy just cannot defend, that he's gone for, you know, left back and right back and then 3 CDMs. Be interesting. I know some people like hate 5 back. I've got nothing against people that play 5 back. It's a formation in the game. It all depends how you set it up. Right, so there's our inside forward on roaming already to get a little bit of space. Oh, McAllister, we get the ball to the false 9. Oh, it's not false 9, it's Endo, and that's the box crasher. Brilliant. Brilliant. What a fantastic game. Okay, we go again. Right, here we go. What are we up against? We are up against a 4-1-2-1-2. Is that wide or narrow? I think it is going to be narrow. Interesting. Okay, so we have to see how we can then kind of expose with a wing back, with a winger, how we can expose kind of like the opposition fullbacks here. But yeah, midfield is quite similar. Obviously, with 2 centre mids and a CDM. Difference with having that cam, but then we've got the width. So yeah, brilliant skills there, really necessary. Oh, look, Doué's gone out wide. So that's interesting. All depends how they set up this particular setup. Yeah, easy pickings. Right, really interesting to see them, because in that last video we had the box crash that was bursting forward. So interesting to see how that works out. Got overload definitely on this side. There's inside forward. Should have support from midfield. There's the box to box. There's our roaming. Oh, and there's our false back. Look at our box crasher. Our box crasher is effectively a striker. Look at Endo. So we've got our playmakers buzzing about here. Oh, that was a bad pass. But our Endo, who we can... I'm trying to get the ball to them, but the AI is just tracking. Look, here's Endo. This is meant to be our CDM. So our CDM is going to be nice and aggressive. Go on, Darwin. Oh, what a save that is from Pope. But our CDM is effectively a striker. So it's almost like a 4-4-2 it kind of sets up in. Interesting. All right, see if we can get this ball out from here. Gakpo's in a bit of space. This guy loves a little bit of AI defending for sure. All right, it's going to be an interesting one to break down. Yeah, really interesting one to break down. But we do have, because our Endo is just launching forward, it'll be interesting to see the positioning of our Bradley, who is our right back on false back, to see what kind of positions he takes up. Hopefully we're not too defensively vulnerable. Again, we are going to see how it plays and see whether we need to make any changes, adaptations. But I guess against someone that's going to be playing so AI heavily defending and assisted, having a CDM bursting forward might not be a bad thing. All depends how we lose the ball. Right, can we disrupt the defence like this? Darwin. Great run by the playmaker. Great run. Nice counter-attack. And the playmaker just used the space. So that's the playmaker on roaming that has burst through and got that goal. Really, really nice. I'm starting to think that I do like the box crasher. I do wonder whether box crasher is good for 2 CDMs. I do wonder in a single CDM whether we could go. Look, there's the box crasher there. That was quite nice. There's the box to box. Oh, I should finish that, McAllister. So I do wonder whether if our box to box doesn't fill a gap, fill the space, sorry, whether our box crasher will. But if our box to box has already filled that attacking space, whether our CDM sits a little bit deeper. Because like I'm looking now, McAllister's quite advanced as the box to box. Here comes our box crasher. There it is. There is the box crasher. What a goal from Endo. Oh, this is a lot of fun. I actually quite like it. I was kind of talking myself out of using a box crasher and going deep line playmaker on build up. But then when you do score that goal, when you do actually find that run, it's actually really hard for the opposition to pick up, especially someone that's happy to run around with a CDM and not really control their centre backs. By the time they do control their centre backs, you've bypassed kind of like the midfield and you're in. Oh, that has really cracked me up, that Endo. So I guess if you're going to run this setup, I'd be saying run a CDM that can finish. I mean, I am using the best CDM in the game. Endo evoed up to 85, so you know it's a bit of a cheat code, you know, but I'm sure you're using some decent CDMs, not quite as good as my boy Endo. Right, this guy hasn't really got anywhere to break us down here, which is good. Good defensive shift. Remember, we are on counter as well, so that they are going to be making those runs a lot more advanced. Here we go. Look at the players streaming forward. That's what you've got to be careful against with counter, because you do have players streaming forward. But then if you do find those passes at the correct moments, can be really strong. Messi, what a save. Pope again. Is this just a normal gold Pope? That's crazy. Right, Darwin, Gerrard, Carragher. Should be nice and easy for Gakpo. Yeah, they haven't really fixed corners, I'll be honest with you. That's very easy. But also, he didn't really defend it very well. So, you know, she just get away with it. Nice little bit of defending there. Just foul him and get away with it. Right, Darwin, can we find the right players again? Good run by Gakpo. Got the width maintained by Messi. Support by Connor Bradley, falls back. There's our beautiful box crasher. But look at the support for Connor Bradley to be able to get this ball to the striker's feet. Oh, didn't come off there. Oh, lovely Endo. Oh, not lovely Endo. We saw the best, the good, the bad, the ugly. Interesting duo. This guy giving up? Nope. Lots of players arriving into the box. I think Gakpo would have been offside anyway. Nice pressure. Steven Gerrard. I was convinced he was going to move his keeper. But we are cutting through this team like butter, to be fair. Right, McAllister again. Are we going to score another corner goal? Defend if he attacks. Defend it well. Yeah. Kind of did want to score another corner goal. But 3-0 at the break. And it's been very comfortable at the back. And we've created some nice chances. I am just going to make a slight change. I know box crasher. But I am just going to test out deep line playmaker on build up. Because box crasher could be a good option in those games where you're behind. But against a better player, is it going to leave you a little bit more? I mean, I think it's very fun, that role. Don't get me wrong. But again, as a single CDM, is it the best option? Is a deep line playmaker going to get those runs at the right time? Whee! What a goal. But will it give you a little bit more solidarity? Maybe not solidarity. Make you a bit more solid. Maybe solidarity is the right phrase. Against the better players. So it'll be interesting to see the positions that the CDM does take up now. Right, move this ball forward. Messi. Messi's got a Messi. He's got a Messi. He's got a Messi. Oh, referee. Yeah, I can just see. I've just been focusing on purely Endo. Just defending it with Romero. Lovely stuff. Endo does seem to just be a little bit more reserved. I suppose box crasher with counter is really hyper aggressive. There's McAllister. Oh, McAllister. Oh, McAllister. Do you know what? We're just going to end for this match. We're going to go into another one in Gauntlet, but we're going to try it from deep line playmaker, build up from the off. So I'll see you in the next one. So here's the team we're going to be using in game 2. And the only thing we're going to change is I really do like the box crasher. We're going to see what deep line playmaker on build up looks like and see what kind of effect that has. kind of like on the movement and how kind of like defensively stable we are. So this time we're up against a 4-2-1-3. That's a little bit more like it. That's a little bit more meta. There's a Perez in the cam, and then wow, that's a nice little passionate team there. That's what I love about the Gauntlet. I don't know about you. Let me know in the comment section below, but I'm absolutely loving Gauntlet. I think it's my favourite mode in the game. I think it's by far the best thing that they've done. Open matchmaking, different variety of teams. I think it's fairly chill with the way they've done awards now and objectives from it. So I don't think it's this massive sweat fest mode that it could be. Right, there's Rabiot. So Rabiot definitely. So Camavinga is our cam, our defensive midfielder now. And I think our defensive midfielder is going to more like sit in these sort of positions here. And it's going to be more our centre mid. Well, both centre mids, box to box and roaming playmaker that are going to be more effective. Look our deep line playmaker here. So less in the box, more supporting the attacks as we try and get an opening. With Benzema, that's a really bad finish. Welcome to FC. I don't know why I went Australian. EFC 2026 there, but yeah, what a goal. But it's interesting to the movement. So again, I think box clash is so fun. But just by changing deep line playmaker build up, you do get a little bit of a different vibe. It's a little bit less chaotic, a little bit more kind of like controlling, I would say, in the sense of possession. Look, here's Rabiot. There's our centre midfielder. There's our deep line playmaker. It's lovely. It's less the CDM playing as a striker at times and more playing a more supportive role, and when it's suitable. So yeah, definitely experiment between the two and see which you prefer. But I think both have got a place. I think the box clash is incredibly fun. I do wonder whether it could be a little bit too aggressive in some matches, especially in those tight matches, and whether a deep line playmaker could be better suited. But I'm a big fan of the box crasher. I'm going to see if I can get the box crasher really working. Oh, good save by Mike Magnon. See whether I can get it really working. Like I said before, I think it probably does suit a 2 CDM formation. But I guess it depends on the roles of the centre midfielder. Whether you can get it to work on a low CDM. I'm thinking like a 4-2-1-3, 4-2-3-1, those kind of formations. We have one is kind of like a supporting CDM, and one is a more absolutely box crasher. Disrupt, make those runs into the box that can't really be picked up. Bahoya, that is absolutely terrible. Panic in the box. So we've got so many players in the box. There's a supporting CDM. We get a little bit of space. We've got so many players in the box, haven't we? We've effectively got, like then we had our whole midfield and attack inside the box. So it's high risk, high reward. Good header by Gusto. But yeah, you've got a lot of players inside the box, and I suppose you do get that little bit of, if you're flooding the box with players, you are going to get a little bit of luck potentially, and the ball does bounce back to you, a rebound. Oh, Benzema, get away from me. Couldn't find that little bit of space. I don't actually control dribble, R1 dribble, at all. I don't know why I've got out the habit of doing it. It's like a strong mechanic that I literally do not do. I bet if it wasn't a strong mechanic, I'd do it all the time. This is how my brain works. It's a very confusing world sometimes. But the other bit of movement, look at that. Lovely movement just inside. Oh, with Bahoya. And then if you've got a player like with incisive pass or some things, you can find that run when they start wide and can come narrow. I think that can work really well. Putting that ball in between the fullback and centre back, I think is incisive pass is so valuable for that. Oh, good save by Mike. So yeah, that's how that game ended. I won on penalties, and then I got disconnected. So that's why I left out the game footage, really. But it's not important about that. The important thing, I mean, what is this game? The important thing is the formation, the tactic that we use, and everything like that. And from what I can say, what I can use, I think it's a really good one. I think you've got two good options of box crasher or deep line playmaker on build up. I did like the box crasher, but it is quite aggressive. Let me know what you think about the tactic below if you do try it yourself. A like is very much appreciated on the video. A subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you soon for more FC26 content. Take care.